Wham, bam, wham, bam, Teslacam. Come on! Wham, bam, wham, bam, Teslacam. Are you satisfied?
Václav was driving his Model 3 on the D1 motorway near Prague in the Czech Republic. Suddenly, a dog appeared right in front of him. The massive accident made news headlines, and now we get to show you the Teslacam footage. Unfortunately, there is some dirt on the front camera, but we can see him braking for the Opel in front of him. As he moves to the leftmost lane, the dog appears in the middle of the lane. That was when he felt the impact. From the rear view camera, we can see that the other drivers slowed down significantly, all except for one, which hit the Opel in the middle lane at full speed. The resulting fire was quickly put out, and news reports stated that the fire only caused minor smoke damage to the cabin. We're not sure if that really matters in determining if these cars can be salvaged or if they're totaled. Thankfully, the frightened dog was taken to a shelter by some good Samaritans. Phil was driving his Model 3 in Bexley, Ohio when he stopped at an intersection notorious for red light runners. When the light turned green, the Chevy in front of Phil pulled into the intersection, and Phil wasn't surprised by what happened next. Luckily, there were no serious injuries, and the driver was able to immediately get out of his car. By the looks of it, he was pretty shocked by what had just happened. The red light runner pulled off to the side of the road and then returned to the scene. Phil offered the Teslacam video to those involved in the accident. Sander from Norway sent us this video, and he was very insistent that we use his title of Lord. We aren't sure if this is a joke or if he really is Lord Sander from Norway, but here we go. Lord Sander was driving his 1-week-old Model 3 when he entered the largest roundabout in his city during rush hour. All of a sudden, he heard a loud boom. Did you see what happened there? Yeah, neither did he. Let's take another look in slow motion. What happened here is that this car is being towed by another car that's already made it through the roundabout. An unmarked tow line was stretched over the roundabout. Lord Sander hit the tow line straight on, and it drug all the way across his car before it finally snapped, causing extensive damage to his Tesla. He thinks this has got to be the longest tow rope in Norway, and maybe in the world. When he got out to talk with the driver, they were very upset that he had hit their tow line. At first, they didn't want to follow him to a nearby gas station to write an insurance report. He learned that the car being towed was uninsured and hadn't been registered. Lord Sander called the police, who were very happy that he'd saved the Teslacam footage. His Tesla is currently in the shop to fix the side of the car, the front bumper, and damage to a wheel, as well as replacing a side window. Corey was driving his Model 3 in Sparks, Nevada, following behind another Model 3 when they both stopped at a red light. As the light turned green, he noticed a driver making a right turn without slowing down or yielding to traffic. Luckily, the other Tesla driver was paying attention and an accident was avoided. This is actually the second video we've received from Damon. In the first one he sent us, his Model 3 filmed a hit-and-run accident. This time, he'd parked his brand new Model S outside of his workplace. That's when this big semi-truck entered the small parking lot. The truck driver was being guided by a tire store representative where the semi was dropping something off. Apparently, the store employee used the wrong hand signals to tell the driver he was too close to the Tesla. The driver and the store employee argued for a few minutes. I'm guessing they had a disagreement about whose fault it was. The repair estimates were around $5,000 US. The car is still in the shop awaiting repairs because Tesla sent the wrong replacement parts to the repair shop, adding 2 weeks to the repair time so far. Damon says this must be the replacement parts nightmare that other Tesla owners talk about. Diane was charging her Tesla at a local mall in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, when something happened to her that seems to happen to all Tesla owners. Since a Tesla uses your phone as your car key, it sometimes loses its Bluetooth connection, or can be a little bit slow to connect to the car, so you have to reconnect the Bluetooth to unlock the car. This can be a little irritating, especially if you've forgotten the backup key card. The funny part of this story is that this is not Diane. This lady thought this was her Tesla and tried to pull out the charging plug and open the door to the wrong car. She didn't realize her own Tesla was right behind her with the mirrors unfolded and charging already stopped, since she had already unlocked it with her phone. She didn't give up for a full 20 minutes trying to unlock the doors and end the charging. Later on, she returned and tried a few more times before leaving a long note for mall security. The note said that her charging was done, but she couldn't unlock the car to move it, and her husband was on his way with the key card. Diane says that she left before the woman's husband arrived to rescue her, but we can only imagine the look on her face when she realized her car was actually parked one spot over. Mark sent us this video of an incident his wife witnessed on her commute to work. In the rearview camera, we see a truck speeding and passing cars on the shoulder. Mark sent the video to the California Highway Patrol, and they informed him that the landscaping truck was stolen by a transient when it was left to warm up in Paso Robles, California. This footage was captured in San Luis Obispo, which is 35 miles south. The CHP told Mark they ended up chasing the truck, and the thief was caught in Santa Maria, another 30 miles south. Lucas had just merged onto I-95 from Sample Road in Pompano Beach, Florida, when he noticed a car in front of him swerve to avoid hitting something. Before he could react, he noticed a cat kicking up its legs in a panic. Lucas called his friend, who was a few cars behind, to tell him what he'd seen. His friend stopped to look for the cat, but someone else had already stopped and grabbed it. The cat was okay with all 9 of its lives intact. This video's submitter had parked his Model 3 in Brookings, South Dakota. When he got back, he was notified of this Sentry Mode event. Just as she takes the perfect photo with the Tesla logo in the background, the Tesla lasers go off. The Tesla is always watching. This next video from Greg in Newcastle, Australia proves that. His Model 3 was parked at a local shopping center when Sentry Mode caught this. We've got to say, that Tesla emblem seems to have magnetic power. Not on this guy though, he had something else in his sights. Nick was driving his Model Y in Arvada, Colorado. As he was merging into the left lane, the vehicle ahead of him braked quickly and a dog appeared out of nowhere. We've slowed down and rewatched this video many times, but we can't figure out where the dog came from. Nick believes it jumped out of the Subaru that hit it. Later down the road, we can see the dog running along the sidewalk. Nick says that the dog was later caught, but he's not sure if it sustained any injuries. We hope the little fella is okay. Super Mario Logan YTP is an 18-year-old YouTuber with almost 300,000 subscribers. He says he's watched the Wham Bam channel for a long time, and now he's got something to share. This happened just 2 weeks after he got his Tesla. There was severe weather that day as he was getting off the Pennsylvania Turnpike near Monroeville, Pennsylvania. That's when a Jaguar merged into his lane before slamming the brakes in front of him. He tried to brake to avoid an accident, but the Tesla started sliding on ice. He had to swerve into the other lane where he started sliding toward the guardrail, but luckily he managed to save it and got back in the lane. Austin was driving his 2015 Model S in Colorado. He sent us the video from his aftermarket Blackvue Dashcam since his Tesla doesn't have the Teslacam feature. In fact, Austin even shared this video from the Dashcam's online cloud storage. We can't wait until Tesla rolls that feature out for Teslacam. Austin was driving along when a car suddenly flew through a stop sign, crossing 6 lanes of traffic. Austin turned off to follow the car and get the license plate number, but the car had no plates, so he backed off to avoid any confrontation. Mike had parked his Model Y on the streets of Chicago one night when Sentry Mode captured this incident. He got a notification in the Tesla app that his alarm had gone off, but he couldn't check on his car until an hour later. By then, the other driver had left, so Mike called the police and they asked him to come into the station since they don't send officers to investigate hit-and-run accidents. He told them he had it all on video, and they asked if the license plate number was visible. Unfortunately, the car didn't have any license plates on it. After hearing that, they didn't even care to see the video or try to identify the guy. They gave him a report number, and his insurance is covering the incident with no questions asked, since the video shows it all. The repair bill is estimated to be $6,000 US, and that's before they check to see if there's any unseen damage. Mike had a friend of a friend in law enforcement who heard the story and pulled the security footage of nearby businesses and confirmed that the vehicle had no license plates. The vehicle couldn't be followed on footage after it turned down a street with no cameras. Kalelo was heading west on California State Route 38 when he was surprised to see a car coming straight at him. At first, he thought the other driver would back down and merge back into his lane, but he didn't, turning it into a game of chicken. The other driver took to the shoulder, and Kalelo was able to squeeze between the 2 other cars. Mike was supercharging his Model X in Springfield, Virginia when Sentry Mode caught this lead-footed driver on the nearby road. The action starts a few seconds into the video, and we found the perfect supercharger soundtrack to listen to while we wait.
I'm at the supercharger, that's where you will find me, juicing for the
supercharger,
waiting, having fun,
supercharger,
feeling like a number 1.
Here we witness a Mustang driver with a heavy lead foot losing control. What a great music video. John was driving his Model 3 when this speeding Ford pickup startled a Honda Civic driver and caused him to swerve into a Model S. Hashtag Honda Bump. John pulled over with them and got their email addresses so he could send them the Teslacam video. Unfortunately, he only had this phone recording of the Tesla's screen. We've made a guide on how to export and view Teslacam videos using your phone. Be sure to check it out with the link in the description if you want to become a Teslacam Pro. Uzi was exiting a garage in the Hollywood neighborhood of Los Angeles, California when the Teslacam of his Model 3 caught this scene. This looks like it was taken straight out of a Hollywood comedy. A guy on a bike tried to exit the garage at the same time as the cars, but the garage had other ideas. Wham bam, watch your head, man. This is our first video from Belarus. It's from Artem, who had just moved to Belarus from San Francisco, California. He brought his Model 3 Performance with him and finally had a chance to drive it in the snow. We know this isn't technically a Teslacam video, but Artem said it brought a big smile to his face, and it brought smiles to ours too. This looks like a ton of fun.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Cybertruck? My friends all drive diesel, I must make amends.